Joe Hopkins here, and I've been thinking about the uses of AI, right? There has to be some good, legitimate uses for AI out there. And I've been seeing them. Mostly, a lot of them, and I know you guys have seen them too on YouTube, where people will put together a funny song. And you know, they're using a lot of AI. Now, some of these people I don't think are necessarily musicians, and they're not trying to pass this off as anything other than AI. But I find it a little cheesy. You know what I mean? Using AI for that, because it's all AI. Some of it is. The stuff that's all just AI, okay. I think, but it's just meant to be funny. And it's not a nefarious use, right? A lot of the nefarious uses we're seeing is where record labels are trying to cut out musicians and cut out singers and cut out songwriters and just do stuff that's just, you got a producer and that's it. That's kind of screwed up, right? You're cutting the artists out of things. I don't like how the movie industry and TV industries are trying to cut out a lot of people and a lot of things. I don't like the fact that they've used effects to make up for a lack of writing in the first place. Special effects, no matter how stunning they are, doesn't make up for the fact that you didn't write a decent script. And they're trying to cut writers out, and they're trying to use AI to use the images of certain actors and actresses without paying them and things like that. All that kind of stuff is screwed up. But using it to make funny songs on YouTube, I kind of dig that. I kind of do, especially the people, and this is what's interesting, the ones that record the tracks, they're musicians. They're doing everything that they're able to do. Because, you know, YouTube, a lot of us are working by ourselves here. So they do everything that they're able to do and then use AI and plugins for the rest. It's why I don't have a problem with people that don't use real drums, because a lot of us don't have room for drums, aren't drummers, don't have the money to record drums. Drums are expensive. Recording stuff for drums are expensive. And it's the same thing with the AI stuff. People are using AI to fill in the blanks of what they can't do themselves. And I like that. I think that's pretty cool. Some people are doing stuff where they do want, you know, like say Metallica. I was listening to this earlier. Dude did Metallica, but in the style of like 60s music. And you could tell a certain amount of the stuff the guy's actually playing, because he is a bass player. He obviously plays keyboards a bit. Like he can record a bulk of it, but he needs to sound like James Hetfield. So you use AI, right? And it's supposed to be funny. I liked it. I really did like that, and I could see where you wouldn't be able to do this without using AI. And it's not trying to come off as anything legit. It's obviously AI. He's obviously using AI. He's not fooling anybody, not trying to. And it's cool. It's funny, and I liked the songs. I thought it was entertaining. And that's where I think AI is okay to use, where you're not trying to fool anybody, or you're just trying to fill in the blanks on your own projects. I've seen other people use AI for that stuff too, where they're filling in blanks. I can do X, Y, and Z, but I can't do A, B, and C. So you fill in the blanks using the tools you have available. And AI has become one of those tools. I have AI on a lot of my software now. I don't really use it much. And that's not I'm better than that kind of thing. It's just I haven't sat down and figured it out. I'm sure some of it would make my life easier. You know? And like I said, I don't have a problem with people using AI to fill in the blanks on things they can't do when you're on a serious budget. It's not okay for record labels where you have the money to hire musicians. You can hire songwriters. You can legitimately do this. But for the bedroom producer or the guy making YouTube videos in his back room, like me, we don't always have access to everything we need. But you still are an artist. You still want to do something, and you're using AI to fill in the blanks on stuff that you're doing. I like that. I think that's a legitimate use for AI. And I was wondering, what does the rest of the world think? And I'm looking at the views on a lot of these videos, and I'm thinking the rest of the world must agree with me. They must be okay with it because they're watching these videos. And, yeah, I think people get too worked up over AI a lot of times. Like, when you use AI for things, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're cheating or that you didn't do something or that you're not an artist. You're using it, if you're using it to fill in the blanks. Now, if you're using it to write the song, record the song, do all the stuff, that's not cool. I don't think that's okay. I do like the uses of AI that are meant to be funny, where you're not using it as intended. That kind of stuff, I think, is hilarious. I always think, I still think it's funny when people try to write a song with AI and then see how bad it comes out. Or how bad is it, but can I still make it good? That's kind of cool. I like that. But you're also not pretending it's not AI. You're literally saying, I'm taking AI to do this. If you're upfront about it, I think that's okay. That's cool. At some point, somebody's just going to do something entirely with AI right up front, saying this is an AI band, AI singer, AI song, AI everything, and put it out there. And eventually somebody will do that and people will like it. I think if you're being very upfront about it, yeah, sure, man. And if people like it, they like it. I think I'd prefer, actual people playing actual instruments. But eventually that's going to happen. And I don't think it's an illegitimate use of it as long as you're upfront about it, as long as you're like, this is AI. Where I don't like it is where people are trying to pass off AI stuff as legit, as I did this, when you didn't. Another thing I think is eventually going to happen is what you get out of AI has a lot to do with the prompts you put in and which AI you're using and how you go about using it. And eventually we're going to have people that are pretty good at manipulating AI to get good results. That's going to be an art form of its own. How do I get AI to do something really cool? And maybe that'll be a good thing. Maybe it won't. It'd be interesting to see. In the very least, like I said, I don't have problems with people who have limited resources using AI because they have access to it to do the things that they would do otherwise if they had the resources. I get that, right? It's a problem that us underfunded people run into all the time. But AI, yeah, is it good? Is it bad? Well, it's here. It's not going anywhere. We're stuck with it. So we're going to have to figure out how to use it, where it's appropriate to use, where it's inappropriate to use, how much of it we're willing to put up with as the listening audience. And I guarantee you, man, us musicians are going to end up getting offended at some of the uses that the general public is okay with. The general public doesn't really seem to care if people are actually playing the instruments, if somebody actually wrote the songs. In fact, people don't seem to care if it's blatant plagiarism, if it's not plagiarism. They don't seem to care if the guy who's supposed to be playing the song isn't on the recording. Nobody seems to care. Nobody seems to care about writing. If a song's well written, if a TV show is well written, if a movie's well written, they just care if there's a bunch of good special effects or if the song is catchy. But isn't that what we were aiming for in the first place? Just to be popular? A lot of people were. Some people really care about their art, but some people, they just want to be popular. We already have the same handful of people writing everybody's songs. So what's the difference if they get cut out? People complain about AI songwriting, but hey, I'm sorry, it's only taking a job away from Max Martin and Dr. Luke and The Dream and these handful of songwriters. Nobody's writing their own stuff anyway, right? Although I'd prefer actual songwriting over AI. I'd like it if we got back to bands that write songs and play them. Would be kind of cool. But maybe I'm just old and out of touch. Where is AI going and what are we going to do with it? At some point, I should probably explore the AI stuff on my video and picture software. I've looked at it a little bit and it doesn't really do anything I need. Maybe someday that'll change and I'll appreciate it. It seems like some of the stuff it does is stuff that I would have been doing myself. It would just take a lot longer. to do myself. And in that case, yeah, use AI. If it does the thing you were going to do, it just does it quicker. Yeah, that's not taking away from what I was going to do. It just makes it quicker in some cases. So anyway, those are my thoughts on AI. It's here. We're stuck with it. How are we going to use it? And I'd like to know what your thoughts are, you know. Send a comment. Tell me what you think of AI. And I'll see you guys in the next video, okay? I love you guys. Peace out, baby. Bye-bye.